Hello children, I hope you would have understood the previous session on the introduction to electricity. Now, today we are continuing with the next topic as to how the electricity travels through the wire. Who is responsible for making this to happen? As all the currents do, water current also flows from a higher potential to lower potential level. As the difference between these levels increase, the flow rate also increases. See, you can see here in this pipe, the fluid or the water level is the same in both the ends. Similarly, you can see here in this picture, when this pipe is tilted a little, you will see that the water starts to flow from this end. This end is actually at a higher level and this is at the lower level. So you call it as higher potential and lower potential. Here you get the higher potential and this is the lower potential. You will see that the water flows from the higher potential to the lower potential. Similarly, it happens in the current that flows in a circuit. Only if there is a higher potential and a lower potential, and if there is a difference between these two potentials, the current can flow in a circuit. In this diagram, you can see that a person is climbing up the stairs to fill the water in the upper container, whereas the lower container, there is a pipe which is connected to this and you have a water wheel in between. This wheel can turn only when the water flows through the pipe and falls on this wheel and then passes on to the next lower container. If this water stops flowing, the water wheel will stop rotating. Same like this, the current also travels from the higher potential to the lower potential. Consider this water wheel as a load which keeps running or which keeps working till the water flows through it or till the current flows through the wire. So, for the electric current to keep flowing, we have to maintain the potential difference between the two ends of the wire. And who is responsible for doing this? It is the cell that is actually maintaining the difference between the two ends of the terminal. In a cell, the chemical action within the cell generates the potential difference across the terminals of the cell, even when no current is drawn from it. You would have seen, if you keep the cell for a longer period of time, it becomes unusable. That is the reason behind it. That is, even when the load is not connected to the cell, it keeps reacting and the reactance finishes at some point of time when we say that the cell is not working or the cell is not having the charge. Now you can see what is potential difference. I hope you would have understood. We represent potential difference with the symbol V. Now what is potential difference? Actually, potential difference is the work done when 1 coulomb of charge moves between two ends in an electric field. That means if you have a wire which is connected in a circuit and if you consider any 2 points in that wire and if you say that 1 coulomb of charge is moving through this wire, then the amount of work done in moving this 1 coulomb of charge from one point to another is called the potential difference, and its unit is volt. So we can represent V is equal to work done by charge, and or you can also say it as energy by charge, and it is measured using an instrument called voltmeter, and it is always connected in parallel. We will see in the next slide, that is you can see that 1 volt is 1 joule per coulomb, that is 1 volt, that is potential difference, is equal to the work done divided by the charge. Work done measured in joules and charge is measured in coulomb. So 1 volt is equal to 1 joule divided by 1 coulomb. It is said as 1 joule per coulomb. Now we are defining what is 1 volt. The potential difference across 2 points in a circuit is 1 volt if 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of charge from one point to another. Can be written as 1 volt is equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb, or 1 V is equal to 1 J by C. As I told you previously, a voltmeter is actually connected in parallel. So you can see here in this diagram that the voltmeter is connected not in accordance with the circuit, but it is connected in the opposite or across the points where you need to find the potential difference. The voltmeter is a device that is connected in parallel, as I said you. It looks something like this. You will see that the voltmeter will have the symbol V written in it. This voltmeter has 2 terminals, the negative and the positive terminals are connected here, and you can see in this the reading is written as 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That means this voltmeter is of the range 0 to 10 volt, and it is an instrument that is used to measure the potential difference across any 2 points in a circuit. So you can see that the voltmeter is connected in parallel to any 2 points wherein you need to find the potential difference. Now here you can expect another one kind of a question about the least count. You can see here in this voltmeter, it is the first reading is 0, the second reading is 2, then 4, 6, 8, 10. Now least count means one single line in this, that is from 0, the first line that you see here, what will be the value of that particular line? How do you find out? Actually, what you need to do is take any 2 readings in this, that is either you take 4 and then 6. Count how many lines are there in between. Then your least count you can calculate it by subtracting the upper 2 values, that is 6 minus 4 divided by the total number of divisions, that is the number of lines in between these 2 points. So here, if you want to find the least count of this voltmeter, it is actually 6 minus 4 divided by 10, that is 2 by 10, which is 0.2. So every single line that you take in this, it is 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8 and then 2. So 0.2 is the least count of this voltmeter. Similarly, you will have to find the least count of an ammeter, of any other device, you can expect a question of that kind in your exam also. This SI unit of potential difference, volt, was named after Alessandro Volta, 1745 to 1827. He was an Italian physicist. Now, whatever you have understood till now, based on that, we shall see a question and a solution on that. How much work is done in moving a charge of 2 coulomb across 2 points having potential difference 12 volt? So the solution, you can see 2 coulombs means the charge Q and 12 volt means the volt potential difference V. So here you have V is equal to 12 volt and Q is equal to 2 coulomb. Now the question is to find the work done. So using the equation, work done is equal to the potential difference into the charge, that is 12 volt into 2 coulomb, which is 24 joules. So the amount of work done in moving a charge of 2 coulomb across 2 points having potential difference 12 volt is 24 joules. With this, let us see how much you have understood the previous 2 topics. I want you all to work out all the 3 questions that are given here and post your answers in the group. If you have any doubts, it shall be answered in the next session. Thank you.